This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. The monsoon session of India's Parliament began today and will continue till 21st of next month with a total of 21 sittings. The lower house paid tributes to the innocent lives lost in the horrific Pahalgam attack and to the victims of the Air India crash in Ahmedabad. Briefing media before the start of the Parliament session on Monday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed that this session is like Vijay Utsav as the Indian Armed Forces achieved their objectives under Operation Sindoor with 100% success. The Prime Minister also hailed the multi-party delegations for their participation in the global outreach program under Operation Sindoor, calling it a reflection of India's collective strength and growing stature on the world stage. The Prime Minister also noted that India has endured many violent challenges, be it terrorism or Naxalism, but today the influence of Naxalism and Maoism is rapidly shrinking. Prime Minister Modi highlighted that the constitution prevails over bombs and guns, adding that the red corridors of the past are now transforming into green zones of growth and development. The Prime Minister also stressed that it is with the efforts of the government that India is moving ahead at a fast pace towards becoming the third largest economy of the world. Prime Minister Modi underlined the historic moment when the Indian tricolour was unfurled at the International Space Station for the first time, calling it a source of immense pride for every Indian citizen. The Prime Minister also highlighted that Digital India is making waves globally, with the UPI gaining popularity across many countries, becoming a recognized name in the world of fintech. Speaking in Lok Sabha on AI-171 plane crash, Union Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarapu said that Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau AIB is conducting the investigation in a transparent manner. The minister reiterated that India will stand by the truth and that will only be revealed when the investigation is complete. In the upper house, the minister also said that this is the first time that a black box has been decoded in India. Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar today administered the oath to 2 elected and 3 nominated members of the upper house of Parliament. Direct air service from Hindon Airport in Uttar Pradesh's Ghaziabad to 9 major cities of the country started on Monday with an aim to help decongest Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi. Union Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarapu launched new flights to 9 cities today. He termed the achievement as Udan of the ambitions and aspirations of common Indians and asserted that the government aims to make India a global aviation hub by 2030. During the first 17 days of the 38-day-long pilgrimage, the number of pilgrims surpassed the 300,000 mark who paid obeisance at the holy Amarnath cave till Sunday. The fresh batch of pilgrims have left the twin base camps this morning to offer prayers. The Amarnath pilgrimage will conclude on the 9th of August on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. Mata Vaishno Devi Yatra was suspended on Monday following a massive landslide triggered by heavy rainfall near the Yatra track in Riyasi. 1 pilgrim lost his life while 7 others were injured. Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, has expressed grief over the tragic incident and condoled the loss of life. He said that the Shrine Board has been directed to provide best possible medical care and support to the injured pilgrims. The Bombay High Court today acquitted 12 people convicted in the 2006 Mumbai train blast case, citing lack of conclusive evidence. On to business news now. Indian equity indices ended on a strong note on Monday. At close, the Sensex was up 443 points to stand at 82,200 and the Nifty was up 122 points to stand at 25,091. Indian rupee ended near day's low at 86 rupees 29 paise against the US dollar on Monday. Gold futures maturing on August 5th were priced at 98,540 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for September 5th maturity stood at 113,960 rupees per kilo on the MCX. International Monetary Fund has said that India is leading the world in fast payments with Unified Payments Interface, which recorded a staggering 18.39 billion transactions worth over 24.03 lakh crore rupees in June 2025. India's electronics exports have seen a significant surge of 47% in the first quarter of the current fiscal year, reaching $12.41 billion. This growth indicates India's rising prominence as a global manufacturing hub. Global oil prices were little changed on Monday, held in check by expectations that the latest European sanctions will have a minimal impact on Russian oil supplies. Microsoft is investing millions of dollars to develop AI models that support European languages, aiming to preserve linguistic diversity and cultural heritage. The European Central Bank is expected to hold interest rates steady for the first time in nearly a year, despite concerns over potential US tariffs impacting the Eurozone economy. European shares were flat on Monday as investors assessed a mixed bag of corporate earnings while awaiting a potential trade deal between the United States and the European Union. The Pan-European Stoxx 600 index was up 0.03%. After concluding his visit to Eswatini, India's Minister of State for External Affairs Pabiritra Margarita landed in Lesotho late on Sunday with an aim to strengthen bilateral ties. The minister was welcomed by Thabang Lekela, Principal Secretary for Foreign Affairs and International Relations of Lesotho. In a post on X, Margarita stated that he looks forward to the engagements with the leaders of Lesotho. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba said on Monday that he would remain in office to oversee tariff talks with the United States and other pressing matters after his ruling coalition suffered defeat in upper house elections. Japan's ruling coalition has lost its majority after the far-right Sanseito party emerged as one of the biggest winners in Japan's upper house election on Sunday. Bangladesh Air Force F-7 BGI training aircraft crashed in Dhaka's Uttara inside the Milestone College compound on Monday. The fire service has confirmed the death of at least one person and more casualties are feared. A senior official at Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport also confirmed the incident. US President Donald Trump on Monday stepped up his attack on Barack Obama by posting an AI-generated video of the Federal Investigation Bureau, FBI, arresting the former president in the Oval Office. Ecuador's most notorious drug lord has been extradited to the United States a year after he was recaptured following a prison escape that sparked a wave of violence across the country. Iran, Britain, France and Germany will hold nuclear talks in Istanbul on Friday. Iranian diplomats will meet E3 after the trio warned that sanctions could be reimposed on Tehran if it does return to the negotiating table over its nuclear program. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said that the E3 lacks any legal, political and moral standing for reactivating the snapback sanctions. Tehran said it will host China and Russia on Tuesday for talks on its nuclear program, and this was amid European threats to reimpose sanctions. Dozens of Bedouin fighters made their way towards the village of Al-Mazra in the outskirts of Sweda on Sunday. Meanwhile, calm was reported in Sweda after Bedouin fighters withdrew from the predominantly Druze city. Ukraine's sustained drone attack on Russia led to airports in Moscow be temporarily shut on Monday, which caused thousands of passengers waiting in lines or sleeping on the floor after flights were cancelled or delayed. Russia's defense ministry said that it had downed 117 drones overnight, including 30 over the Moscow region, after downing 172 drones, including 30 over the Moscow region the previous day. Ukraine's Air Force said that Russia had launched 426 drones and 24 missiles in an overnight air attack on Kiev, putting shops and schools on fire, as per city officials. The Air Force said it downed or jammed 224 drones and missiles, while another 203 drones disappeared from radars, most likely having been jammed by electronic warfare. Kyo Byung-sam, a spokesperson for the ministry that handles Indo-Korea affairs of South Korea, said that Seoul is considering allowing individual tours to North Korea, which are not in violation of international sanctions. Over 100 ambassadors and heads of Ukrainian diplomatic missions all over the world gathered in Kiev on Monday for a conference hosted by President Volodymyr Zelensky with an aim to enhance cooperation between Ukraine and its international partners. 5 suspects were arrested in connection with the killing of Berkeley professor Jezurowski appeared at an Athens court on Monday. Among those detained is the professor's ex-wife, her Greek partner, and 3 other individuals. U.S. carrier Alaska Airlines resumed operations late on Sunday after briefly grounding all of its flights for about 3 hours due to an IT outage, marking the second time it has halted its fleet in just over a year. We're heading for a short break here on Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India. Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's resume. Torrential rains that slammed South Korea for 5 days have left 18 people dead and 11 others missing. South Korea's Interior and Safety Ministry said about 2,730 people remain evacuated from their homes on Sunday. Extending condolences to victims, President Lee Jae-myung announced plans to designate severely affected areas as special disaster zones. Storms drenched southern parts of mainland China on Monday, causing flash floods and snarling traffic a day after Typhoon Vifa pounded Hong Kong. Heavy rainfall is forecast to continue across coastal regions in South China until Tuesday morning, with warnings issued for flash floods, landslides and strong winds. Similarly, in Vietnam, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has put coastal provinces on emergency footing for Typhoon Vifa, saying it could cause flooding and landslides as airlines cancelled flights ahead of the storm's expected landfall early on Tuesday. The storm is forecast to cross Vietnam's northern coastal provinces. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh sent an urgent message to coastal provinces on Sunday night to call boats ashore, evacuate people from flood-prone areas. With rains lashing parts of India's financial capital Mumbai since the early hours of Monday, the India Meteorological Department (IMD) issued an orange alert till Tuesday. India's Delhi NCR are likely to get a respite from severe heat as IMD sounded an alert for heavy rain in the national capital and adjoining areas. Warnings of thunderstorms and lightning have been issued in parts of western Uttar Pradesh. Besides, an orange alert for rains has been issued for northern districts of Uttar Pradesh. Heavy rain have been forecasted in many districts of northern state of Rajasthan. As per the IMD, light to moderate rain is likely in some areas of northern and southeastern Rajasthan between July 21st and 22nd. The India Meteorological Department on Monday has issued orange alert for very heavy rainfall in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Tourists visiting Rome's Colosseum can now explore the ancient monument after sunset, as new nighttime tour called A Night at the Colosseum aims to offer cooler and less crowded experience. The 60-minute guided tour covers the first tier, arena floor and underground chambers and focuses on the history of the Colosseum. Thousands of athletes from around the world competed in the 17th World Dragon Boat Racing Championships hosted by Germany that concluded on Sunday. Dancers in traditional red and gold costumes performed the ancient Palo Volador dance, the flying pole dance, recently in Guatemalan town of Cubulco. The spiritual ceremony represents a living testament to the cultural identity of the Maya Archi people and takes place over 10 days from July 16th to 25th. Every Friday at sunrise, thousands gather at Oak Street Beach in Chicago for a free outdoor Pilates session. Founded by 25-year-old Olivia Santelli, the club aims to make wellness accessible to everyone. The Croatian islands of Salta and Brac engaged in a unique tug-of-war contest, with the winner claiming symbolic ownership of the tiny uninhabited island of Mrdvuja. For 16 years, the neighbouring islands have been competing in this annual event. This year, Salta emerged victorious, claiming symbolic ownership of Mrdvuja for the next year. The contest showcases the friendly rivalry between Salta and Brac, highlighting their unique cultural heritage. Dozens of Kate Bush fans dressed in red dresses gather in a park in Germany's capital Berlin to dance together to the British singer's cult hit, Wuthering Heights. The 2025 Chongqing Nightlife Festival is in full swing in China, transforming the city streets into a vibrant spectacle. The show featured 11,787 drones, setting a new Guinness World Record for the largest aerial image formed by the drones. China's Yangjiaping commercial street is abuzz with neon lights and live performances. China's Xinjiang region is taking steps to conserve the rare and majestic wild snow lotus, also known as Saussurea. The unique flora species thrives in the high altitude areas of the Tian Shan Mountains. The plant blooms only once in its lifetime, making it rare to see its bloom. Snow lotus has significant medicinal value, which has led to overpicking and a decline in its population. The Torch Festival of the Yi ethnic group is underway in China's Yunnan province. The festival features traditional music, dance and food, showcasing the rich cultural heritage of the Yi people. China's Yunnan province glowed with a warm firelight as locals dressed in traditional costumes while performing spirited folk dances that escalate the celebratory atmosphere. On to entertainment news now. Katy Perry was left dangling in San Francisco midair as her butterfly-shaped prop malfunctioned, halting her performance for a brief time. Shashank Khaitan's romantic drama Dhadak completed 7 years, and the makers are now set to return with Dhadak 2, starring Siddhant Chaturvedi and Tripti Dimri in lead roles. The new Tron franchise dropped on 18th July ahead of his 10th October release, also marking Nine Inch Nails' first official music release in 5 years. The Vampire Diaries actor Paul Wesley, who played the role of Stephen in the series, got engaged to longtime girlfriend Natalie Kuckenberg. He shared his post on social media. Legendary actor Tom Troop, renowned for his roles in over 75 television shows and Broadway productions, passed away at the age of 97 due to a natural cause. Kapil Sharma, comedian, announced the reopening of Cap's Cafe in Surrey a week after a firing incident, expressing pride in his team through an Instagram post. Actor and director Rishabh Shetty has officially completed the shooting for Kantara Chapter 1, the much-awaited prequel, announced the wrap-up of the film via social media. Alia Bhatt's production Difficult Daughters, directed by Soni Razdan, is among the 30 projects selected for the Asian project market at this year's Busan Film Festival. Legendary actress Eileen Fulton, famed for playing Lisa Miller on As the World Turns, has passed away at the age of 91. Telugu actor Ram Charan, known globally for RRR, shared his new look for the upcoming film Peddy on Instagram. The image shows a full-blown transformation of the actor. And on to sports news now. Injury troubles continue to mount for the Indian team as Nitish Reddy and Arshdeep Singh have been ruled out of the fourth test against England starting Wednesday. The Indian team has added pacer Anshul Kamboj to the test squad for the last two matches against England after injury to key players. England and Wales Cricket Board are set to host the next three World Test Championship finals. Debutant Mitchell Owen powered Australia to a 3-wicket win over West Indies in the first T20 international in Jamaica. Former India wicketkeeper Farooq Engineer and West Indies legend Clive Lloyd are said to have stands named after them at the iconic Old Trafford in Manchester. India's men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty will compete at the China Open badminton tournament starting Tuesday. The global governing body of chess, FIDE, has announced that India will host this year's Chess World Cup from 30th November to 27th of November. I beg your pardon, 30th October to 27th of November. Grandmaster Koneru Humphrey has created history by becoming the first Indian to reach the semi-finals of the FIDE Women's World Cup. The quarter-finals clash between Harika Dronavalli and Divya Deshmukh will be decided through tie breaks after both their games ended in a draw. Grandmaster Levin Aronian clinched his first freestyle chess Grand Slam crown in Las Vegas, defeating Hans Niemann in the final. In a playoff for the third place, world number 1 Magnus Carlsen defeated Hikaru Nakamura. England women's team defender Jess Carter said that she has been the target of racist abuse since UEFA 2025 Women's Euro began in Switzerland. Alexander Bublik defeated Juan Manuel Cirondulo to claim the Swiss Open title and win his first tour-level clay court title. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler sealed his first British Open triumph by 4 shots in Ireland. And Indian boxer Nishant Dev extended his flawless run in the professional circuit, securing a technical knockout win over American Laquan Evans in Frisco, United States of America. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.